Right, go. You ready?
Go. Aye.
Coming up this week. No. So, coming up this week on the podcast, you're going to hear us talking about all sorts of stuff, topical, all the protests that's been going on. We're going to shed our views on that. We've got some, the best fantasy wedding band ever collated. So, we're going to pick 3 of our best musicians, if I can speak. I'll pick 3 singers, Merv will pick 3 guitarists, Neil will pick 3 drummers, Spank will pick 3 bass players, and we'll decide who'll be the best wedding band ever. We're also going to announce the most, probably the most popular or the best wedding band, the best first dance song ever. So we had guys voting on our Facebook all week, and they've been voting on the best first dance song ever, and we're going to announce that in the podcast. We've also got your favourite sections coming up, guys, Banger of Saint and Facts. So stay tuned, here we go.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Carbon Copy COVID Curer podcast. There could be some bad language. We don't have a cure for COVID. My name is Martin. I play guitar in the wedding band Carbon Copy. I'm joined by our lead singer David Swan.
Hello.
Our bass player Mark Caulfield.
Good evening.
And our drummer Neil McDougall.
Hello.
We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Anchor, we're on YouTube. If you don't know who we are, we're a wedding band from central Scotland. On lockdown, we're doing this podcast. This is like our therapy, I suppose, to get us through it. This is our 7th week, 7-week anniversary, sorry. So we'll keep doing this until they take us off the air, I suppose, or until we run out of steam or whatever happens. So how is everybody this week? You been up to anything, Swanee?
Aye, mate, I've been down George Square protesting. I've been down with my Luton gear on. Aye, no, not really, but not much more than any other week. Merv, drinking, eating and working away during the week. Not much more, to be honest, as we're still kind of fucking locked in the house. But it's starting to come out a wee bit, so yeah, not much more than that, I'm afraid, apart from probably putting on another 6 or 7 puns since the last podcast. There's not much to report, I'm afraid, people. You'll be glad to hear.
What about you, Spanko?
This week, not very much. I've been doing a lot more of the wee exercise in the house type things, so just getting into that, trying to discipline myself to do it every day at the exact same time. So.
Makes it sound like it's that fucking SAS programme that he's doing.
Aye, I know.
It's fucking Pilates with Mr. Motivator or something like that, is it not?
It's just a wee kind of workout you do on the spot kind of thing. But for somebody that doesn't exercise at all, to doing that, you know, it's a positive thing. Laura had a sliding door installed in the middle of the house, and it looks pretty cool.
It actually looks great. I seen that the other night there. It looks great. Who put that in for you? I meant to ask.
A guy. Well, we bought it all the bits separate. I had to wait like 3 weeks for the door to come from B&Q, and we got the track from Amazon and the handles from Amazon, but we're all separate things. And then just some handyman on Rated People. We couldn't work out where he was from. He's either Italian or Polish. He's one of the two.
How do you know that?
Well, we couldn't work out because he came in with his mate. He's probably in his 50s. He's quite kind of olive skinned man. He didn't speak a lot of English, but was really nice. And he came in with a much older guy that kind of looked like one of the Doctor Who's from the 70s that had the curly hair. He looked like that guy.
Okay.
But he didn't speak any English at all. And they were arguing in whatever language it was. This sounds dead ignorant, but I never asked where they were from. But whatever language it was, the main guy kept getting the old guy into trouble constantly. And fuck knows what they were on about.
Did neither of them speak a word of English then?
No, the guy that we hired to do the job, he spoke a bit of English. It was all right, but he did a good job in that.
That looks great.
Yeah,
looks great. My neighbours have installed a Stargate.
What's that thing?
What the fuck is that? I sent you a photo, didn't I? What is that? What is that?
Want to describe the photo for the listeners?
So, they're going to think I'm fucking nuts. They're going to think I'm eating my mushrooms at my back or something like that. But my neighbours have a 7-foot pole with what I can only describe as a steel, like chrome plated, circular thing that you would see on Britain's Got Talent that they would light and a dog would jump through.
Are they circus people?
I don't know, I've never chatted
with somebody's door
and said, hello, do you work with a bearded lady?
Because it looks like a ring of fire.
Circus people don't move in next door to you. Circus people travel.
They're
locked down now.
There is a big traveller community where I don't live in a caravan park. There is a big traveller community around this area. They've kind of stopped their travel and stuff, and they bought houses and they've had land for decades just up the road and stuff. But these guys that have moved in next door to us I think they might have a bit of traveller history behind them, because they've made that big shed that they've made into like a summer house like type thing. It's got like fairy lights all around it, almost like a Romany gypsy wagon. Do you know one of the things I'm talking about? Like you would see them on the horses and they've got like the wagon. That's what that looks like.
The things you see in Peaky Blinders.
Aye, exactly like that. But do you know what it is?
Is it a dog training?
Do you know what it fucking is? It's an aerial.
An aerial?
It's an aerial.
For what?
For their telly. Because see,
it's fucking massive though.
I know, but do you know what? Do you know how I know this? Right, see, when they built this big thing, so there's an older couple, they might be in their early 50s, and there's a boy and a girl who are maybe 18, 19, 20 kind of age, and the boy and the girl stay in the house at night, and the older couple go out into this thing, this summer house thing that they've set up that looks like a Romany gypsy kind of a caravan, I don't know, truck, I don't know what you'd call that, but it's like a static thing in their back. So they come out at night till 2 o'clock in the morning and watch the telly in there. Now I've seen them when they first built this, and they put a big like thin aerial, one of the big thin aerials, so it must have no cut the mustard. Maybe they're watching like Polish TV or something like that, but that must be what that is. It can't be anything else. What is that? It's a big massive steel titanium circle.
You need to ask them, mate.
They don't speak a word of English, like your plumbers.
Where are they from?
Joiners. I'm guessing Poland.
Just Google it. Google what is that in Polish.
I actually sat out the back with Google Translate on when they were all talking, trying to figure out what language it was, but it couldn't hear them over the fence.
All right.
Aye, but it's weird, isn't it? It's a strange thing.
It looks like a ring that you would put on fire and get like a tiger to jump through the middle of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Ring of fire.
It must be an aerial.
What have you been up to, Neil?
I've actually been just doing that kind of stuff, to be fair. I've been digging up a part of it was a garage, which we've now found out from an architect that it's an annex, technically not a garage, because it wasn't really a part of the house, but it was sort of built in our neighbour's boundary, as it were. They built literally right on our wall, so literally we don't know where the boundary is to where these things is. But the best thing is that day before yesterday, we were digging up the earth, because we have to go down really far to see what's down at the bottom of the bottom of the walls and that, and then we found bone. We found like two femurs and a part of a hip bone and that wee bit that sticks outside. And me and my brother were like, maybe we should just keep digging and see if we find a skull, which obviously then would know it was a human. But we decided, no, we'll kind of err on the side of caution. my sister was like, you should probably phone the police. And we're like, all right.
Fuck.
So we phoned the police, and they came down.
Okay, hold on a minute, Neil. Slow this down a wee bit here, mate. Right. So, did you know? Is it human? But did you know? Did it look like human bones? Like straight away.
You didn't touch it, did you? Don't touch it.
We had gloves on, and we moved it up. We moved it up to the wee mantelpiece thing we had at the side, and we took photos and shit, and then
Really?
when the police came down, because we couldn't keep digging just in case, I don't know, it was going to come a scene, and then they came down and they kind of looked at it and went, I have no idea. So we're like, you could have just tell us. So
Strathclyde police.
Yeah, no. So they had to take photos of it, and then they said, right, we need to send this to the forensics at the university, and they'll tell us whether it's human or not. If it's human, we'll be back here with a blue tape, and you won't be able to do anything for another couple of months. And if it's animal, then you'll be all right. So I was like, fuck. I was like, after all this, but actually they got back to us a couple of hours later and says, no, it's animal. It's animal for sure.
How did they know?
How do you know?
I don't know. I asked him what animal. He says, we don't know. We just know it's not a human. I was like,
lads, it's 2020. They can take a bone and go, that's a dog or that's a human. No,
that's what I would have thought. They would have told exactly it was bovine or something.
Did they take the bone away?
DNA?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't
Oh,
touch
they
it.
didn't. All right.
So that's how did they do it then?
They just took photos and then sent.
Aye, some fucking doctor somewhere can look at them in a second and go, that's animal. Second.
So,
that's
either way,
amazing.
I know.
That's a story.
What about you, Merv? What have you been up to?
Same as last time, not a lot. Went to B&Q, did a big day, took the dog for a haircut, went to Sainsbury's, which was next door, and went to B&Q. So three shops in one day, so that was a bit different for me. No, apart from that, just walking the dog and all that sort of stuff. Trying to deal with dog walkers' interactions, actually. Professional dog walkers that seem to want to ask you questions that you don't know the answer to, and they do this strange thing where they talk to the dog and expect you to answer the question. So they'll come up and say, "What's your name?" And they're just sitting waiting for you. I'm like, am I supposed to answer this? And they're waiting for the dog to say what his name is. So I'm kind of new in the dog world, so I'm just kind of learning how to deal with these situations.
So the person says, "What's your name?" facing the dog.
Have you ever experienced this? Is it just me?
I didn't find it weird though. I was like, her name is Lily. Camp as fuck. Her name's Lily, aye. Her name's Lily, mate. Back off.
Another thing to do is, what's his name? And it's a she, so I go, her name's Storm. And then I go, is he a pup? And I'm like, that, no, she's 3 or 4 now. And then it's like, is he an old English sheepdog? And I'm like, what? They don't listen. They just don't, they're like dogs. They don't listen.
Black Lives Matters. Let's get it out there, lads. Let's get it fucking out there. Are we speaking about it or no? Have we got to speak about it or we no? Are we scared in case we lose any right-wing weddings? What's happening? Have we got to talk about it? Or have we got to shite it?
Just Black Lives Matter, aye. That's all we need to say.
I would agree with that.
Do you know what I'm fucking...
I went to the protest actually.
Did you?
I should have said that.
What, the one last night, Merv? One yesterday?
I was standing at Winston Churchill's statue, pissing on it.
So you were at the protest, Merv, were you?
I went, well, I mean, I went for like the last half hour, just because it's round the corner, because I wasn't sure about taking the dog and that, so it seemed quite quiet, so then we walked up, but it was, I mean, well behaved. It was, people were respectful, and I would say people were socially distancing. I know that's one of the things that gets talked about, and there was bits you knelt down, and we were quite far away, so we couldn't really hear, but there was a lot of people there, and aye, I mean, I've never really went to a protest before, aye, so
I've been to a few, aye. Peaceful, that's good. What do you think's back over you? What's your taking it all?
What's my taking it all?
Aye.
I need to come off. If we didn't need
too.
Facebook for work, I would not be on. But I think I would have done that long ago, but just now it's fucking toxic as hell. It's so depressing.
So right, man.
See the all lives matter, ignorance. I just want to slam my phone into the fucking bath. Well, not the bath, that's weird. Into the sea.
do you not find it's really extremely weird that the amount of people that you would have probably never thought that would have posted All Lives Matter 2 months ago are actually... I'm swamped. I've forgot how much a kind of a, feeling of these... I mean, a lot of these people are probably not racist, but they don't get... They're not getting this. They're not getting this.
Aye, they're not getting...
All lives matter. All lives matter. All lives will matter when all lives matter equally. That's when that'll fucking matter. That's like, all these analogies. Really good analogies I've seen about this all lives matter stuff on Facebook. And they'll say things like, it's like saying, let's focus on the burning house when the shed's on fire. It's just crazy stuff. Trying to bring in like your Lee Rigby murders and all that kind of stuff to this. The now is something that's centuries fucking old, and it's just there. It brings me to one of the interesting facts I was going to talk about later, but I'll actually talk about it now. I found out that Malcolm X, Colin Sinclair sent me this, right? A guy I work with, a good friend of mine, Colin. He's a great guy, and I was asking him if he knew, some interesting facts, and he actually sent me this, and it was really interesting. So. Malcolm X actually visited a place called Smethwick. Is that how you say that? Smethwick. It's in England, so it'll be like Smethwick or something like that, right? And he visited there in 1965 because in the times at that time it was obviously a huge kind of a part of England that was massively I keep saying but racial tensions were everywhere, right? Because I'm reading stuff and talking, that's when I do that. But do you know, I read in this article, right? And now remember, bear in mind, this is 1965, lads. This isn't 1903 or 1918 or 80 or the Crusades.
This is the 60s again. We're on about fucking last week.
Right, but mid 60s as well. Do you know that the local Conservative MP ran, I can't believe this, right? Ran with a slogan that year, and this is why Malcolm X came over as well. He ran with the slogan, if you want a for a neighbour, vote Labour. Can you believe that?
Can
you fucking believe that? But do you know what's worse than that, Merv? See, in 2020, see if you ran with that the new, you would probably get voted in. That's what's sickening about all this.
Well, I think that's what sticks in a lot of people's throats is, as much as people like Boris Johnson and whatnot want to say you can't edit the past, you can't change the past, really, the past and the present are almost the same. Like what you're just saying, that slogan, you could still run that now. That would win. That would win. That slavery still exists in a sense.
Yes.
I mean, not in the sense of exactly the same as what happened, but the same ideology behind it. It still exists, and that's why they're scared to talk about changing the past or whatever, or teaching the truth about the past. That's why they don't want to do it, because it opens everything up, and I think it'll make people realise, the reality of what it is that they believe in. Whether it's, Brexit, right wing crap, war.
I think they're honestly they're scared.
Loyalty.
They're scared.
It's the same shit.
I think as well. See, like the massive racist problem that you've got in the UK, and can I just point out as well? See, working in this job, I've encountered no personally encountered racism. I've heard racist remarks, and I've heard some stuff that I felt really uncomfortable with at gigs. I've heard people say stuff that I probably wasn't meant to hear. That it's pretty uncomfortable. And I was thinking about this the night before I came on the podcast, and I think this is true. I think, if you go into like Glasgow, obviously there's racists in Glasgow, but if you go into like a big city centre place, it's a bit more kind of a encompassing, and people will be more accepting, and they're a bit more open-minded. But see, when you go into, and I'm from a small mining town in the west of Scotland, and it's rife with racism, rife with it, but it seems to be these wee enclaves of suburban towns that are stuck in the mentality of phoning a and going to the shop, and that kind of stuff. It's embedded in it. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? Of course there's fucking loads wrong with that. What do you know? How can you not see there's something wrong with that? And I think Scotland's got a huge problem, because the fact that happens in our suburban towns is really hard to fix. Your Edinburghs and your Glasgows will have your racist problems and your right-wing agendas and all of that forever, probably. But the vast majority of people in the cities are, tolerant, and they've lived in a multicultural environment. It's all about, speak to people that are not like you. So people in Glasgow speak to people that are not like them every single fucking day in life. People that live in West Calder, people that live in wee towns outside Lanarkshire, I know people that have never stepped inside a pub outside their local town. I know people that have never went to a pub in Glasgow or Edinburgh. I know people that will only go to the same pub every single week and speak to the same people every single week and never see a different face.
It's fear, mate. It's fear.
It is. There's a lot of that, but it's also, they've been programmed, and I'll use the word program because it is, they've been programmed into thinking that what they're doing is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm going to go down to the shop. I mean, Jimmy likes me saying that. I've heard that.
That's the problem. That's why the history needs to be looked at again, because all of that comes from that. Because if you're walking down a street that's named after a slave, trader or whatever the word is for it, or you're walking down a street that's got a statue of this person who was involved in it, and that person with racist links, then as long as that stays up unchecked, without a message in it saying what it is, then that is people's reality in a sense, because that's
what you're taught.
Aye, and if governments don't stand up and change it, then it continues to be the reality, and the problem stays.
See that, Merv? I totally agree with you, and we're sold a version of history where we're part of colonising the world. So is America, colonising America, and we paint some of these guys as heroes for doing that, and and that's what a lot of people believe in. They believe in Britannia rules the waves, and we're quite glad that these guys went over there and made all the people suffer like fuck, so we got all the gold and we got all the rest of it. But that definitely stems into our way of thinking on this tiny wee island. It's we teach that in our schools. We tell our kids that these guys done this and they done that, when you actually could look at just a side part of what they do is fucking awful. Absolutely fucking awful in this day and age, when you take it into context, being just human beings, what they've done. Fair play. Every country in the world will probably big up their history. Italy and Germany will not so much Germany. Aye, but you know what I mean. They'll probably big up their history. Everybody does that. Look at how good we are. But what we're tending to do in here is we're maybe focusing, all of the good stuff, and there's never any of the, by the way, this also happened. So maybe that would affect other people. But it boils down to speaking to people that don't look like you. It really does. Go out and speak to somebody that doesn't fucking look like you. Know what I mean?
Germany is an example of a country that, because it has took a look at itself historically,
recognised his mistake,
is in a much. I don't know if that's the exact reason, but for me, it must play a part in it. It's in a much better position than a country like ours now. When you look at recent events,
it's another richest country in the world as well. So economically, it's with this coronavirus, it's done way better, obviously, than the UK, and even it's the way that it deals with immigrants and all of that is way better, much more compassionate. It's just sometimes when you go back and check your history, actually, you can end up in a better place.
I've also got a wee bit of me that feels as we shouldn't dwell on the history side of it. I think I'm not really into this pulling the statues down, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't like half the cunts that they're pulling down, don't get me wrong, but I really don't think, I think what was really important is, and with it, it's been a political rant for me, what's really important is we try to start to change that endemic. This is just what happens, guys. Fucking this, what are you on about? That thing. I mean, by the way, I'm in group chats and WhatsApps, and it's it's horrific, some of the stuff I read, and I'm like, how can they not? They literally don't see it as anything bad, and this is really I don't know if it's the Trump thing and, you know, been allowed to be a wee bit more racist in the last few wee years or so, but they definitely feel a need now of, I can actually say how I feel about this, and it's fucking horrid. It's horrid, man.
And it's not just Trump, it's their Prime Minister here as well.
He's a fucking
some
wanker.
of the stuff he's come out with, and you know, there's no doubt that he's not far away from Trump in terms of his ideology. I mean,
it angers me. It angers me. It's shocking. It's terrible. But
the thing about the statues and that, I mean, I don't know. There should be a discussion what happens with them.
I can see why they want to pull them
I'm
down.
not against pulling them down. You would think it might make more sense just to actually tag them. You know, put the plaques in them or whatever. Or I hear people talking about putting them in museums, this and that. Maybe that's the way to go as well. One thing I think definitely had to happen, and is probably going to be one of the most iconic moments that we look back on in our lifetime, potentially, is that statue that got pulled down in at Brighton or wherever it was, Bristol.
But at Brighton, I think.
I mean, that needed to happen. And I don't think if that happened, there would be the same sort of.
But does it not just
conversation?
But does that not just remove the chance for dialogue? Because then it just becomes, what you doing taking your statue down? And they're going, it's a fucking mile out to us, and they're going, well, it's not to us, and it just becomes a big fucking tit for tat. So it needs to be, look, let's not do that. Let's actually try. I'm going to sound like some fucking youth worker, but do you know what I mean? Like, open up the dialogue between, like I say, just do something simple. If you stay in a wee tune, get into the, go and speak to somebody of a different colour, have a drink with them, and speak to them. And I'm not talking about going to fucking Spain twice a year and ordering 2 cervezas for Jose, that kind of thing that the British think that's me integrating with the worldwide society. We need to break that down now, because the world's a small fucking place, and we can't be like that anymore. It's terrible. Some of the stuff is, and like you say, Spanko, it makes me want to come off social media. It really does.
Because
it's a lot of people that I've seen that I would have never have thought in a million years. I'm seeing guys of Irish descent posting stuff that are racist. I'm like, how the fuck can you be racist, man?
Yeah, it's weird.
Are you mental,
stuff.
mate?
I know.
But it's like,
that's a whole different thing.
What about Big Shugs McDougs? Are you sitting out there secretly a Nazi, Shugs?
No, I just can't believe that because of a fucking melanin count in someone's skin that makes it a different. It makes.
Gets to me.
It's the idea of race is just the same as everything else. I think it's a term that makes people feel safe in one camp, because they can make them into something that they can understand in another camp, basically out of fear, for sure. And I find it fascinating that the modern world, as it is ruled by the white man, as they always say, is almost like, if it was in terms of a species, if we were so different, like if we weren't all human, which we are, but clearly we all treat each other as if we're not. But if it came down to a pure tit for tat on ability, strength, understanding, etc., then I don't understand how the wee skinny white man is actually on top of
man.
Yeah.
No, and that's where fear comes in, Neil. Is that where the fear comes in? Because
wee man syndrome, like evolutionary wee man syndrome.
Well, it's not that. They've not get that. I don't think, because they think they're the superior race. What's happening here is the slavery stuff is stopped, and these guys are starting to see that tide turning, and they start to go, wait a minute, are we going to be made the slaves now? And they're shitting themselves, even though that's never in a million years going to happen. Oh. They all shit themselves, and they all get into their wee enclaves of the white supremacist, and they fight. What they term as fighting back is what they're doing now. And yous have all said it. All three yous have said it. It's fear. It's all fucking fear. See, I watch a program called 60 Days In, and it's an American program for an American jail. They go around all the jails and they put 6 members of the public, or 6 prison officers, into a jail, and they don't tell the inmates, and they film everything so that the jail warden can find out, right, where's my drugs getting smuggled in, where's all this kind of stuff, and they can find it all out and tell the governor what's happening. And do you know what happens in 98% of the jails in America? Probably 100%. the white guys that are on these jails are all bitches. Every single one of them. And they actually freely admit and tell you that when they're in the jail. Because the big, African American boys that are around the corner run the show. As soon as a wee white guy comes in, they grab him and they make him their bitch, basically. Because they're seeing these guys that are coming outwardly racist. They see these wee things happening and they go, well, if we're going to be number 2 now, we need to fight back and become even more overtly racist, when none of that's even happening. Do you know what I mean? So there's an element of fear or that racist stuff.
That's the extreme side. A thing that annoys me a lot is the sheer ignorance of folk in the middle that don't think anything's wrong. That's the all lives matter crew. They're like not necessarily like venomous, like evil, but they just because everything's nice in their wee world, and they wouldn't be racist or anything like that. They're like, what are they moaning about? I don't see that. There's nothing wrong. I wouldn't do that. I don't know anybody that would have that. It's like, you don't fucking get to decide what's racist and not.
I know. It's the definition of white privilege, isn't it?
That's it. Another thing that I was going to say there as well, they don't understand. A lot of folk see the word privilege and assume it's economic privilege, as in rich.
Aye.
So like, what do you mean white privilege? I'm fucking skint. What are you on about? Like that. Aye. So I see a lot of that on Facebook. My problem with Facebook is I can't stop reading it. It's car crash TV, and it's really disheartening. But I still keep fucking looking for the worst possible comments. That's my problem. So it's kind of my own fault. But it's like a weird, almost perversion in a way when you start reading these horrible fucking opinions. But I do want to see them, and a lot of that was kind of. What do you mean privilege? I've had to work just as hard as you. You just need to work hard. It's the same thing as with the way the Tories think like that as well. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly why they use the word white privilege, mate, because they know that'll get to the white working class, and that's where they need the racism to bubble from, and they need other soldiers in the front line. There
is an element when people are talking about these things which do need to be talked about, of course. There is still a pandemic where the government are at least accountable for 40 to 60,000 deaths, in the past. In the past few while, and I definitely think the Black Lives Matter and all that definitely needs to be spoke about, and it needs to be. We need to go full scale and into the history, into the statues, into the rest of it. But the government are always quite happy for these things. I wouldn't say they probably do actively encourage it, because it is. Of course they do.
It's diverting the real. Not real. It's
divide and conquer, and it's also keep scrutiny off.
Keep the spotlight off of them. Do you think this will I probably won't include this because it's a bit too political? But do you think if not that it would ever happen, but if Labour were in just now and the numbers were like even half as bad, they would be getting a fucking
pounding,
an absolute
definitely.
Fucking pounding.
But
I think I'm hearing reports of other countries' news going, what the fuck is happening over there, kind of thing. Because when Italy was really bad, worse than us, that's all they spoke about. But now that we're fucking the worst, like you don't really hear about it. Do you know what I mean?
What we're not realising is that even before Corona, there is a right-wing massive movement wave going across the world. And if you that thing that I spoke about that guy that advised Trump, that documentary about that guy that I told you about the other week there, you need to watch that. He meets with Farage and every right-wing politician for every single Eastern European country in London, and they've got a coalition, these guys, and they're sticking all their soldiers together, and they're moving this whole. They're basically organised now, whereas in the 90s and the early 2000s nobody was interested in what they were doing as a political force, but they are hugely moving forward.
And they're untouchable, which is the scary part. I mean, America, Brazil, UK, I don't know what the total number of deaths if you add them up, but it's a lot, and no one person's resigned, no one person's been held to account in any way, shape or form. They're untouchable. It's like all of a sudden it does my head in. Piers Morgan is a hero. I know. A right-wing commentator.
How bad does it need to get?
They're quite happy to take their questions off Piers Morgan, any day of the week.
When was the hugely massive last left wing voice you've heard anywhere, Murph? When was the last time you heard
it's
that?
been stamped
It's gone. It's gone, and they've done.
It's
a good
ridiculed
job
by the media.
Well, that's it, mate. And they've done their job. So this is step 2. You know, this is step 2 of a Third Reich.
Well, you just wonder who can
getting mental.
You just wonder who can stop them. I mean, why is there used to be? I mean, even surely not that long ago, as bad as the right wing politics used to be, people used to go see if stuff happened and it was bad. They used to go. They used to resign. They used to get sacked. Stuff used to happen. But it just seems like these days it's it's incredible what they get away with. You know, it's like.
Well, look at
some of the stuff Trump said.
Trump.
It's like
you can't get the sack. You literally cannot get the sack for that job. If you become the president, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Prime minister as well, probably cabinet. I'd go as far as cabinet. So you're not removing them for nothing. They'd need to actually shit in somebody's kettle. Even then, they would still get fucking.
Trump has proven the point that he can literally do whatever he wants, or he can certainly say whatever the fuck he wants to say. But I think Twitter was started correcting him recently. Have you seen that? And he was fucking furious.
Nah, he was going to ban Twitter.
Because they started correcting him, going, by the way, you see that shit? He's just said this is a real article. This is what really happened, and he was furious, absolutely furious.
It was going to ban Twitter, just the way that China is viewed as some sort of state that controls its people by, you know, refusing internet access and all that. Trump is every single bit as bad, or if not worse, than Russia, China. Honestly, it's
10 times worse.
Rubber bullets at these people, tear
10
gas.
times worse.
He's just as bad, and it's.
Give me Putin any day. The fucking
I'm on the comments.
Over him. The red flag is flying high. Vladimir, you come over here and sort this fucker out.
Okay, a wee gong, and we'll do something a bit more lighthearted.
Aye.
The best first dance ever.
Okay.
So, if you follow the band, you'll probably have seen we put a wee post up asking for your suggestions or your votes on what the best first dance ever is.
With some belters.
Yeah, we've had quite a few. I can read through some if you want.
I mean belters.
There's a couple I never added to the list to read it.
I got some funny stuff posted on mine. Johnny Muldoon, shout out to Johnny, Uncle Johnny, good boy Johnny. There was one that was banned by Mary Whitehouse and the BBC. It was a lovely slow number. I don't to this day know why it was banned. It was Hold Me by the Stones.
It took me a minute.
It took me a minute as well. So any ideas? Any favourites? Any favourite first dances?
For us?
Aye.
All of them. every single one we play.
I like playing the Paul Weller tune.
What one?
That was class.
You Do Something To Me. Yeah, that's a good tune, man.
That was class. Aye, that was class. That really sounded quite good as well. That one. I like that.
You get any favourites, Neil? I know you must have played
that's quite a favourite one of mine to play for sure. Yep, I would say the Paul Weller one.
Never Mind by Nirvana, Martin Duffy.
I've seen that as well. I think we all kind of thought this would be like a runaway winner would appear out of this, but I think there's some like 62 different songs.
62?
Aye.
Barry McAleenan has posted Pulse of the Maggots by Slipknot.
Never heard that, but I'm sure it's a really nice song for a first dance. Well, I mean, it's too much Ellis to read out, but the thing I was saying, I thought there would be a runaway winner. I thought one song would win, but Pretty Hour was like 60 odd different songs. They all really had one vote each, but there was only a few of them. There was 6 songs, had 2 votes, and there's actually a joint 6. There's a joint first place with 6 different songs, so I'll tell you what they are.
Right.
So, Codaline, The One.
Aye. Yep.
Ed Sheeran, Perfect.
Yeah.
This one's a bit left field. Lone Star, Amazed.
Aye. I didn't expect that to
I
be
could
there.
have fucking tell you all what these
I didn't
songs were going
expect
to
that
be.
to be there. I know,
Well, I don't know if you'd have said this. Ed Sheeran, Tenerife Sea.
Aye,
Oh.
we've played that a couple of
You heard
times.
this, aye? Have you
Aye.
played it, aye?
Spankos played that, have you
I've
not?
not played that.
Aye, you have? Aye,
No,
you
I haven't.
Aye, you have.
Is that not the one you and Saunders did up in Inverness?
Is it?
Aye, it was. Aye, it was. Aye. That's a nice wee tune, that.
Aye, so that's a nice. Make You Feel My Love. I think it's Bob
Great
Dylan,
tune.
but I think it's Adele that sings it. These days, You're In My Heart, Rod Stewart.
Yes,
Is that
that's
the-
Kerry Murray and Brian Murray's first dance down at the Alona. That was it, guys, that voted for that.
Tune's alright. Tune's alright.
It's a great first dance. I love it.
So there's
what
the
was the one
6
before
songs.
that, Murph? What was the one before?
Make You Feel My Love,
Aye, that
Bob
was.
Dylan, but I think
aye.
Adele sings it.
Shout out to Andy and Nicola Watson as well for that one. That was their first dance. That was a lovely wee first dance as well. Aye, so how did we decide a winner on that then?
Well, that's a good question. Maybe we need to put that to another vote online. We could probably do
Are
that
you
this
sure
week.
Amazed only get 2? I'm surprised at that.
Aye, 2 votes. I thought it was more than that as well. I thought it would have been.
102.
Aye.
If we was to choose what we want to record, boys, I would probably say the Rod Stewart
The
song.
Paul Weller one.
Aye, I would say Rod Stewart.
Aye, Rod Stewart, definitely.
Just pick a completely different song.
Thanks for that, guys. They were just no bother listening to you anyway.
Aye, let's do the Rod Stewart one then. You're in my
Aye.
heart. There
Let's
you go.
just do
Good.
that.
There you go, Brian and Kerry.
What is the next bit?
I know, tell us what that's going to be. Hold on. It'll be Fantasy Wedding Band.
Right, okay. So basically we're going to decide the best wedding band of all time, a fantasy wedding band. Each one of us has picked 3 great musicians, and then we'll discuss and vote on the best ever. So,
How
many
Beatles have we got in this then?
well, I never
least
put
2.
I never put a Beatle on mine because I don't want to upset him.
Beatles like smart.
It's a bit of a touchy subject in this polarised world that we live in. So
I can't wait to get to the facts for Neil's fact.
I've went for 3 guitarists. If it's a dream wedding band, Prince, Jimi Hendrix, or Frank Zappa.
Fucking hell, could you imagine Zappa playing your wedding? Holy fuck, that would be insane. So Frank, I don't suppose you know Imperfect by Ed Sheeran, do you? Yes, I'll just play that in fucking a 28-minute version of the jazz version of that.
Everyone would need to be on mushrooms or something.
Ah, that would be
a
great.
that'd be a good night. Aye.
Mushroom wedding, there you go. There we've discovered some. Mushroom weddings. I watched a Frank Zappa show, a gig that it looked as if it was just like a wee kind of a gig that he'd done, but it was incredible. It was a full story all the way through, just him playing songs, but it was like a story all the way through. It was brilliant, absolutely fucking amazing, man.
Aye, he's unreal.
Did
The
Steve
drummer
Vai
was
play
incredible.
with Frank Zappa?
He did, aye, he did.
Yeah.
When he was younger. I don't know if that's where he first made his name or that, but aye, he did. He was like the second guitarist. He might even have played bass, I might be wrong about that. I think it must have been guitar, but aye. I think he'd be quite a cool guy to have at a wedding. Frank, just hanging about.
Fucking hell, man.
Do you know what? He would only let his kids. He'd let his kids take drugs. Well, smoke weed, I think, anyway, but only in the house.
What is that?
Smoke as much weed as you want, but it only happens in the house, so I can make sure you're safe.
I think he's actually a famous non-drug taker, Frank Zappa.
Something to.
Really? I think he's a non-drinker, non-drug taker. But he's a heavy-duty smoker.
Do you know what his children's names are?
Moon Unit's one of them.
No, I don't know if it's Moon Unit, but Moon Zappa. Moon Unit.
It's Moon Unit, I'm telling you. It's
Has
Moon
it?
Unit. Aye, it's Moon Unit.
That's brilliant. That is
fucking
brilliant.
moon unit.
Dweezil.
Aye, Dweezil's he plays
It's his son,
music
innit?
and that as well.
Dweezil. Ahmet Zappa.
Did you? When?
At the
I
wedding.
can't mind. At the wedding, aye, I'm a wedding. He was big to play my wedding.
If it was, I'd probably pick Prince. The entertainment value would be through the roof.
I'm picking Zappa.
Frank
Fuck it.
Zappa, mushroom
Aye.
wedding.
Fucking right. Let's do this, Frank. 1, 2, 3, 4.
7, 8, 4, 11, 12.
Who would you go for, Neil?
I'd pick Zappa as well. I think it'd be the most interesting.
Zappa?
Aye.
Aye, I would pick Zappa as well.
I'd like to see you play with Zappa, Neil. That would be interesting.
Terry Bosie will eat your heart out.
See, you know the name of people. You should be in a real wedding band, mate. Not
I only
this
know-
fucking fake shit.
I don't know that many, to be fair.
That's mine. We were talking about putting quotes on the posters. You should play in a real wedding band, Neil. No, that's fake shit. Fuck, there's one for there's your sound bite.
It's an ad for the fucking podcast. Done.
Neil, three drummers.
The drummers, I would pick either John Bonham, Dave Grohl, or Tommy Aldridge.
I don't know who Tommy Aldridge is.
I
He
don't
sounds
know
like some
Tommy Aldridge
player.
either.
It's White
that
Snake
one?
drummer.
Oh, is
right.
it?
Yeah,
Right,
he's a guy
okay.
with huge afro hair. I basically picked the three guys with the best hair. And, and
important.
because we're more kind of rocky, more kind of heavy. So if you're at your wedding, that's probably what you would want.
Aye. You want somebody with a bit of balls, as they say.
Exactly.
Well, I'm a big John Bonham fan. So
Yeah.
any day of the week.
I'm gutted, man. I'm gutted that Ginger Baker's not in there.
You know,
Yeah, he
Ginger
was-
Baker looks very scary. That's why I just don't pick him. To
Aye.
be fair. Looks like a serial killer.
I like that.
He's fucking mental, isn't he? Or was.
I use both Bonham then.
Aye, both on him.
I'm Bonham, aye.
So remind me of the three. So Bonham,
Dave Grohl and
Dave
Tommy
Grohl.
Aldridge.
Dave Grohl is a
I
great
mean,
drummer.
Yeah.
He is. He's a great drummer. It annoys me a wee bit, Dave Grohl, though. Gets on my wick a wee bit. I don't know if it's because Tam, our old drummer, is his biggest fan and used to throw Dave Grohl pants in my face every week. But I'm going to go Bonham as well. Aye, fuck it.
The only concern with Bonham's a reliability.
Aye, is he mental?
Well, he's dead as well, so I mean,
Aye,
that's not
Aye, that would be difficult. So is Frank Zappa.
Aye.
that's true. Isn't it?
That's going to be a
So
deep
is
wedding band,
Prince.
this, by the way.
Just to resurrect them all.
I know. Bassists. Because
Bassists?
everyone cares about bassists.
Next.
These guys are all alive. These guys are all alive.
They're all
McCartney.
So
Paul
you've got,
McCartney, Paul McCartney.
I've got Flea, Joe Dart,
Aye.
and John Paul Jones.
Just,
They've all got their own advantages.
this is
Joe
just
Dart
like-
is fucking funky as fuck, but he's probably the cheapest. Flea would put on some show and a half, it'd be amazing. But John Paul Jones could play the keyboards and that as well.
But he'd have to do it with his top off, surely.
John Paul
Oh, a
Jones.
Flea?
No,
Aye, Flea, you mean? Aye.
aye.
A Flea would have his trumpet with him as well, so I suppose there's that aspect.
Euphemism? No.
This has just got to be Led Zeppelin with Zappa.
I don't know.
Basically.
Zep
gonna-
Zap.
I would go Joe Dart.
Yeah, Joe Dart's awesome. He's from a band called Wolfpack, ladies and gentlemen. Check them out. Incredible bass player.
Nah, Jones. Good to be Jones.
John Paul Jones.
John Paul
Aye.
Jones is so underrated. Well, he's
Yeah.
not really
I
underrated,
I
but
would
he's
choose
so,
him as well.
he's so
Aye,
good.
definitely.
He's amazing.
Problem with Flea. Flea would upstage the bride. That's the only problem with him.
Maybe a
Aye.
bigger tits than now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I would be scared in case he ended up he'd first in the buffet or something like that.
Aye.
not now after COVID, man. I think we're going to have
Well,
buffies any longer.
Nah, there'll be no buffets
We got
anymore.
a Dave. We got a Dave.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Pink pack lunches, mate. That's it.
Fucking your own packed lunches then. That's your duty.
And they get a rota.
Bring a big urn.
A fucking
Oh,
packed
an urn
packed
of
lunch
soup.
rota.
And on the soup.
Aye.
And you're talking, Neil.
Aye.
Get that in the van.
We'll have
We need
two.
a-
one
we need
one
a sa-
coffee and one.
We'll need a sanity budget.
We could go to Denham's.
20 in.
If you don't know, Denham's is the best bakery in North Lanarkshire.
It's the best bakery in Mary Street.
Don't go in with a note.
20 in.
20
That's
quid.
what they shout. That's what they shout. And you get in with 20 quid. If you go in at 20 quid before 12 o'clock, she'll fucking stab you. She will stab you, man.
What happens? What's the script with the ham and gammon thing? You can't ask
You
for...
need to say the right stuff. You need.
No, that's Paul. That was Paul. Paul used to think cold meat was just ham or something like that. He thought that all cold meat was ham. You couldn't get like chicken cold meat and turkey cold meat and stuff like that. He just thought ham was cold meat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Well, my
what
mum
that
used to
is.
call cold ham cold meat.
As you get cold meat ham, but you also get cold meat
I
chicken.
know, but when I was a kid, that's what I thought as well. Cold meat was just sliced ham in the fridge.
So do you know the difference between ham and gammon?
Ham and gammon.
Mm-hmm.
I think of a gammon steak. When somebody says
No,
gammon.
you get cold meat gammon as well. That's just ham.
Right. But what's that you're supposed to say in denims?
If you're in denims, gammon is cold meat ham, and ham is bacon.
What? Oh, if you want bacon, you need to say ham.
Aye. But
I'd get murdered in there.
oh no, you can say bacon, but you need to say gammon for the. You need to say gammon for the ham cold meat. If you said ham, that would be a problem. But
Oh, they would, but what do you mean ham?
well, you would get pulled up for that. You would
You get attacked with a yum yum. It's fucking ridiculous, though. I mean, she's mental. She's like a scary, scary woman in there. And she kind of goes, "That's all you fucking got?" Like, I'm really, really sorry. I've no fucking change this time. I'm really, really sorry.
Customer service. You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, can I owe you
Terrifying.
tomorrow? Can I owe you tomorrow? No, gives that shit back to put it in the box. In the box? In the bowl. No, the soup box.
Right, so frontman
Front man.
Well, or front women.
or front woman.
Oh, of
Sorry.
course.
Have you all picked men?
Yep.
Oh, so I have.
This is all going for your Harvey Weinstein days last week as
Are
well.
you
lads.
fucking... Is this mere brownie points?
Maybe. So, nah, it's a mix. So, Freddie Mercury. Now, I'm not a huge Queen fan. I like some of their stuff,
Some
but I just
frontman,
picked
though.
him because he would be out in the dance floor with them on that, wouldn't he?
Aye.
He would be. Imagine the dance. Aye.
Sorry, Lana was walking right past. I think I blew her ears off there. Sorry.
Imagine him doing the boys versus girls dance off.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That would be insane. With his wee mic stand and stuff like that. And his dungarees when he shot. I also went for Marvin Gaye.
Alright.
Just for the smoothness. You know, the sleaze on the wedding night. You need a bit of sleaze. On the wedding night. Yeah,
Right.
you need a bit of sleaze.
Try to justify yourself.
I mean love. You need a bit of love in there. Need a bit of slime ball in there. And I'm torn. I've got two for like my last one. So I'm a massive Nina Simone fan. So I'd love her to be like mine, I suppose. But I've also put in there Prince. So I don't know. I'd probably go with Nina. So Freddie, Marvin Gaye, and Nina Simone. Just because Nina Simone's fucking Nina Simone, know what I mean?
No.
You would never get that vocal anywhere else. Could you imagine?
You think she'd be suited?
Wait. We need to think about this here. So Nina Simone, Frank Zappa,
That'd be quite good.
Bonham. I think she held her own. You know, she was an African American
And she
growing up.
brings in a wee bit of piano as well, which is good.
Aye, and just that voice, man.
But could you imagine her singing like Human? Or like Stereophonics or that?
Dakota.
Dakota.
Christ, I know.
But
I
at the
know.
same time, I mean, Freddie Mercury singing Dakota, I don't know how that would work. I would go for Marvin Gaye.
I couldn't
Of the
imagine. I
Nina
couldn't
Simone.
imagine fucking Frank Zappa playing fucking Dakota. You know what I mean? So
Well, that is true. I would need obviously a set list that would be different to.
Marvin Gaye would be good. I think he
Aye.
maybe fit the bill best into that band.
Who was the bass
he
player
no,
again?
was he no mental? Marvin
Aye,
Gaye.
it was. Aye, I think he was like. Well, he got shot. His dad shot him.
Aye, that's what's
Yeah,
the
that's
Netflix
crazy, that,
thing
yeah.
about
Who did you decide bass-wise? Sorry.
that. So it was both. I went for John Paul Jones and
Yeah.
Merv went for. Who'd you go for, Merv?
I said Joe Dart.
Dart.
Who did you
Dart.
pick? You done John Paul Jones as well, didn't you know?
Yep.
Yeah, so two, John Paul Jones. So John Paul Jones, and who was the guitarist then? Zappa. Zappa got in with 2 votes. And the drummer was Bonham. So we need to figure out who's got to play with that lot.
Marvin Gaye for me.
Or singer.
See, I was torn between him or Curtis Mayfield, but I thought Curtis Mayfield would be a bit... I might be getting these two mixed up, by the way. Is it not? I know Marvin Gaye was the one that got shot. Did Curtis Mayfield get into a bit of bother as well?
Well, I think he broke most bones in his body in an accident in the 90s.
That's the thing I heard, aye. But was he no as well a bit of a player and a bit of a ladies' man, a bit
I'm
of a
not
drinker?
sure about that with Curtis Mayfield. I think
maybe that's Marvin Gaye.
I think Marvin Gaye was like smoking
Marvin Gaye
and heavy cocaine use.
Marvin Gaye, was he? Was he a...
cocaine and smoking marijuana.
So what was those three again? Sorry, and I'll make my pick.
Fucking hell, man. Freddie Mercury.
No!
Marvin Gaye.
And Nina Simone.
Nina Simone.
Probably got Freddie for me, just for the showmanship, aye.
Aye, just for the showmanship, aye.
What does that mean?
It's probably the one you relate closest to.
Because we've got a moustache.
Big teeth.
Big teeth.
Aye, grinders.
We do kick about in vests in the house as well.
Aye. And I do the hoovering dressed as woman.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you go for, Neil?
Not sure actually. I think either between Nina and Mayfield. Oh, not Mayfield. You never went to
Gaye.
him, was it?
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. Aye.
I don't get a vote in this, don't I know this one?
If it's a draw, you could make the casting vote. Although I don't know if it could be a draw.
Who you voting for, Gaye? Murph?
Aye.
So you voted Gaye, Neil's voted Gaye, and Spanko's voted Gaye. I think, yeah, Marvin Gaye's a good choice, lads. That'd be a good wedding band, definitely. Thanks for that, Spanks. How many times you got to gong me?
Censorship. Live censorship. Gonged.
Facts. Neil.
Oh no, I need to get my... Are we going on the facts? No, I need to get my tune. Hang on.
I'm not prepared for this one.
Weird and wondrous.
No, you are, mate. You are prepared for this.
Oh, really?
You're so prepared for this.
Go for it.
Neil.
Yeah.
Your fact earlier on.
Uh-huh.
Could you please read it out? That one you sent into the group chat.
Oh, which one was that?
The Amy Winehouse.
Oh, aye. Well, it's... well, it could be fact, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know if it's fact?
Well,
Let's just say it is anyway. Let's just say it is.
Oh, your facts are facts.
Every single thing
Every
is
single
100%
fact.
true.
Fact checked.
Fact
Oh,
check.
we've
Trump
got a couple
Tower.
of corrections
It
for
was
last week. aye.
Amy
Sorry.
Winehouse's dad rejects Paul McCartney's claim he could have helped the singer. Ooh. That's quite a hard hitting fact, that one.
Wait. What did they say that he could have
Very
helped her
touchy
with?
subject.
He could have helped create a clone, and that clone could have taken her place in life.
Or
That's
she was
not
actually
true.
rigged up to be the actual Paul McCartney clone and he had to find somebody else.
Ah.
I'm kidding on, by the way. Oh, sorry.
So what was he meant to help her with? Like a drug addiction kind of thing?
Well, I think it's all to do with McCartney expressed regret in not helping the singer, despite being aware that she had a problem with abuse of
Fucking
alcohol.
well, this makes him... I never read this, Neil. I thought it was slating McCartney.
No.
Alright, fucking scrap that fact.
Well, is it not kind of sweating McCartney because he's saying, well, what does McCartney know? He just met her once in a corridor.
Aye, so,
It's acted as if he knows her.
right.
something like that. Yeah. He's saying things about her, but he says you don't even know who she is, type thing or whatever.
I've
I
heard
see.
Noel Gallagher said about her that the lassie, she just couldn't handle fame. It was a shame that she couldn't handle it. Some people are made, and if you're not made for it, you can't handle fame kind of thing. So I mean, if anyone can help you with fame, it must be Mr. McCartney, wouldn't it?
How have you coped with it, Spanko?
All right so far, mate. All right so far.
Coping alright?
Yeah,
Able to get to the shops? The parks?
I need to
and
put a mask on and that, but
That's got nothing to do with the fame.
nah.
that? Just a gimp mask?
I meant a COVID mask. It was a terrible joke.
It was. Oh well, that fact didn't really work as well as I thought it was going to do, because I actually thought it was going to be fucking McCartney's a prick.
It did bring Paul
That's a
McCartney
fact.
back into the conversation, so that's always a
Are we
first.
going to have to mention Paul McCartney in every single
Every
podcast?
single one. Yeah, definitely.
Just a quick fact I meant to say the first time we spoke about this, but I think Spanko spoke about it, the fact that Paul McCartney died, allegedly. But the Beatles album cover, Abbey Road, is meant to depict Paul McCartney's funeral, because when you look at it, Ringo's meant to be the undertaker, John's meant to be the priest, Paul's obviously meant to be the guy that's died, and then George is meant to be the gravedigger, and that's represented in the clothes they wear, because Ringo's wearing like a black suit like undertaker, John's wearing a white suit like a evangelistic guy.
Jesus Christ.
Paul's wearing a suit. Paul's wearing a suit, but he's got no shoes, because apparently they bury people in clothes but no shoes.
I've read this same article.
Aye, and then George is just wearing his normal gear, and there's a Beetle car, Volkswagen Beetle, just to the left of him, and it's got 28F as a number plate, and that's to say Paul would be 28 if he survived.
It's all hidden in plain sight
So
on
there's
the front cover of the most famous album of all time.
Dear God, it's up there with aliens, isn't it now? The Beatles. Dear God. Here's a fact for yous.
Right.
Musicians have shorter lifespans than the general population.
Really?
Yep.
The stress related.
I could believe
Would you like to know what the average age of a musician is?
And in the worldwide or the UK?
Just all musicians.
Right.
Would you
the
like to
average
know?
age worldwide?
Aye.
Of death, life expectancy.
When they die.
Is it
When
life
they die.
expectancy.
Yeah.
Is it by instrument or just in general?
No, just in general.
I'll say worldwide 59.
What age are you again, Spankle?
35.
59.
No, it's actually 25 years shorter than the normal human beings of 78.
Really?
So 78, 60, 50, 55, 53? 53?
Right.
53.
Yep. So, there you go. One study conducted by the University of Sydney, titled Stairway to Hell. I like that. Examined the deaths of artists which took place between 1950 and 2014. The study specifically looked at longevity and proportions of suicides, homicides, accidental deaths, and it was determined by calculating the average age of death for each musician by sex and decade of their death. These averages were compared with the average sex and decade of the general US population, and the results were lifespans were 25 years
That's
shorter.
scary. Well, one thing I would say, when Tom used to be in the band, when they used to drive the van, the life expectancy ours must have been about 45 years less than the average
45 minutes.
I hope Tom works out if I listen to this. Because he is some driver, isn't he? The amount of times that I've genuinely thought I was in the fucking Starship Enterprise coming home for a gig, and I was in a transit van,
Scary
a
stuff.
2004 transit van. It was doing
One-
warp speed
one-
9.
1 millimetre behind the car in front, driving at warp speed 9.
So scary, innit? But he was always in control, and he always would say to me, "What you shit yourself for? I've never crashed." And he was right enough. And I had a wee bump in the van myself, so he was right enough. But he'd still made me shit my pants every time he drove it. See, coming up to a runabout, I've never known him approach a runabout at 90 mile an hour for, and then just go from 90 to nothing in the last yard.
I know.
The last yard. Did you know, Spanko, in 2016 Mozart sold more CDs than Beyonce? CDs?
In
What the
2016?
fuck? CDs must have still been a thing back then, eh?
Or they were only for folk that are buying Mozart.
Well, I said, in fact, Mozart sold the most CDs, 16, beating out Adele, Drake, Beyonce, even though all these artists had the Grammy-winning hits that year.
Does that
So
maybe
how-
suggest that it's because the people that are listening to Mozart don't have
buying
the
CDs,
technology,
yeah.
so they're still buying CDs now?
But I mean, that's 4 years ago. You still got CDs then, I would say. I mean, I've not used them in a long, long time, but people are slow to upgrade their tech, aren't they? So you might have a point with that. It said here, so how did the 18th century composer sell more pub than the music's greatest names? Well, in October 2016, the Universal Music Group released a box set commemorating the 225th anniversary of his death. Each set contained 200 discs. Fucking hell. Throw in the proliferation of streaming, which, so what does proliferation mean, Spanko? You've been at uni.
The volume and the number.
I'm just about to look it up.
Like prolific.
That sounds like it would be that, doesn't it? Yes, you're right. So throw in the popularity of streaming, which has significantly dampened CD sales. What's anybody heard of Vola? Voila? Voila? Voila. It sounds like a streaming platform. Have you? What's that? Voila. Voila. Is that a streaming platform or something? I don't know.
What was the sentence?
It says which, so throw in the proliferation of streaming, which has significantly dampened CD sales, and
voila.
Fuck off. Fuck off, you better cut that shit out.
That's a good name for a streaming service, though.
I thought it was a streaming fucking service there, man. What a spoon. Plus the box set itself flew off the shelves. There you go. 200 discs? Know how much it was? $686. Fucking hell. They must have sold millions. That is nuts. Did you know that discs, CDs scare away pigeons?
You hang them and they and they see the reflection and they shit themselves.
Like a scarecrow.
So no, they don't see the reflection and shit themselves.
like you know you do with a cat. You know people put ginger bottles of water and they put them into the soil, and it scares cats away because they see the reflection.
No, I've never heard of that.
No, my granddad and that, and I think maybe my dad still did.
Never heard
They had
of
some
that.
bother with some cats that were writing in the petunias.
Sounds like the cat young team.
Has no one ever heard of this? They get a plastic juice bottle that was empty, take the label off it, fill it up with water, and then the cat would see the reflection and scram. And we go, can I stay here? Has nobody heard of this?
Mate. Why would you not just bury a mirror?
I've heard of lager for slugs, but I've never heard of a
Lager for slugs.
you put lager down in little trays and they get drunk and pissed and fall in it and then they die.
Really?
So if you want
Good way to go.
so get a stout and just put it in the ground in a wee bucket thing, and then
We should call this the Gairdon podcast.
Yeah, you right, Neil. I'm a slug right now, mate.
I just make sure it's not too big a side to get out.
Did you all know that some people feel nothing towards music?
I could believe that. Aye.
I don't believe this fact. By the way, I would like to say as well, Merv, I found out that my fact about a wasabi fucking smoke detector for the deaf, and I might add, yous all bought it, but I was like, this seems a bit shady.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is a correction from one of last week's factual facts that
it was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was total bullshit. A wasabi spraying smoke detector. I smelt wasabi right for the start.
See, when you mention it, I remember that one of my first facts that I said in this needs a wee fact check.
Lego?
No, but that's further. I know that's true, but one of the first facts that I said was one that I'd seen a programme about where they took a head off a monkey and put the head on a different monkey. That isn't quite true, but it's still quite...
you don't say.
It's still quite unbelievable because what they done was they took the head off the monkey and they kept it alive. They kept it alive for about 5 minutes.
That's just like a chicken. No, I mean that's just like a chicken.
Oh, they just kept the vital blood and oxygen coming through tubes.
Fucking
kept the head alive.
You could do that
Kept the head alive.
You could do that with literally anything. You could do that with anything. Anything that dies, you could go, right, keep its kidneys and hearts going for 5 minutes, guys.
His head was still alive. Even
no, wasn't he?
No, but
how do you know that?
Because it showed you, it connected it with pubes. I'm telling you.
With pubes?
Tubes.
He connected it with pubes.
Cubes.
Tubes.
Pubes.
That's a different fact.
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna I'm going to find that footage and I'm going to bring it.
Tell you, you'd need to be a right game
The
pube
next
to keep a
podcast.
monkey alive, that's for sure.
Oh, fuck me. That's bad.
I've also got a correction. Jurassic Park was released in 1993, not 1994. Not 1994.
Oh well, what you
Last
that
week.
since Mel's on monkey seeds on me pure. Fucking Jesus Christ. But see the technicalities of that. I think they spoke about this in the Ricky Gervais podcast. I'm sure they said something like this to Carol. But the fact that you I mean, how do you know that he's alive, Murph? What did they do to prove that he's alive?
You can see it breathing. You can see it thinking.
Breathing!
What's it breathing with? Okay,
It's breathing through its nose. But I don't know where I don't know where the air goes. Obviously, it won't make it to the lungs.
Two
What's it
straws.
through the tubes?
What's the definition of being alive, though? Is it a heart or the brain activity?
Both.
It's both, isn't it? So,
Consciousness, is it no? Oh well, no.
so they kept the
medically-
brain conscious. Is that what you mean, Merv? Rather
I
than
don't
Don't know.
know that.
I don't know if there was consciousness. All I can say is
Of course, it doesn't need to know that.
I walked alive. I walked alive in the head, and I walked alive in the body. To be honest, they walked more alive in the head than they did in the body.
It was probably a fucking Muppet or something.
So his eyes were moving, that. It was-
Stop moving.
Aye, it's eyes in that. I would see if you've seen this monkey, you would definitely believe that it's alive.
I need to
But
see
it's just
that.
a head
Aye,
with
but
tubes.
imagine.
So, but it's just because its eyes are open.
Aye, but it's moving them a wee bit, and it's kind of. I mean, I had some look in its face as if like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean?
Oh, you would do, wouldn't you?
I'd do it. I looked a wee bit embarrassed.
I'm fucking off my head.
I'll find the program. Hopefully, it was
definitely.
years ago.
I guarantee he won't find that program. Ah dear, aye, very good. Aye, so some people don't feel anything towards music apparently. There you go. 5% of participants did not feel any emotion. I don't know how they judge that, because you could probably feel emotion. They could have been psychopaths. They could have been psychos.
Or maybe psychopaths are the people that feel emotion in music.
No, they're not, are they? They don't feel emotion.
know.
Psychos, do they know?
Is that what it is with him?
I met only one person that said they didn't like music. It was a taxi driver in Dundee. It was fuck. I was like, he's like, oh, student. I'm like, yeah, it's back in my student days. He's like, what do you do? I said, music production. He's like, alright, I don't like music. And that was the end of the conversation. He said nothing else.
He did not like you.
Yeah, I know, and I was like, he had his taxi was one of those big kind of people carrier, but it was a car you've never ever seen before. It was like a brown, almost, it's like a weird kind of Chinese or Japanese import that was kind of like the Pope Mobile, but it was like loads of glass in that. It was weird. It's either true or I dreamt it. I can't mind.
Fuck's sake.
A lot of this podcast is about
Inception.
that.
I know.
For me, music is the most real thing that exists, and it's probably the most. I'm going to sound a bit pretentious here, but
On you go, Paul.
it's probably the most spiritual thing that exists, I would say. Because the thing I mean, not to get too morbid, but for me, funerals are obviously quite sad, but the saddest thing about a funeral is
Music.
always the music, eh?
Absolutely, it stirs something deep, doesn't it? I think this is saying, it's squashing my theory anyway, but it's saying that they didn't. 5% of these folk didn't feel any chills. They didn't want to tap their feet. And before you start calling these subjects monsters or psychos, they are totally normal in other ways. They receive pleasure from other things like food and sex. There's no other evident psychological issues.
People just don't like some stuff and they like other stuff.
But I think that there must be something no wired with your brain right there, because I think obviously they're saying 95% of the population does feel that emotiveness of music, so there's something not quite triggered right in your brain there if you're not feeling that, because there's definitely something in that, isn't there? Because the whole world says that. As soon as you hear something happy, it makes you feel happy. As soon as I hear that music when I get into like a football match or something like that, it gets the hairs in the back of the neck going, and there's nothing else that gets that, nothing else. And I think you're right. Well, for me as a heathen, is that what we call me? Heathen?
It's the same thing as like a lot of folk don't laugh at comedy. but they still enjoy it, or they enjoy, or they appreciate it.
I can watch a lot of comedy and no laugh at it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I can listen to a lot of music and no feel emotions.
And still enjoy it.
And still enjoy it. But there is definitely situations, I think Merv's right, where it's got to be a, you know, like a funeral or a combination of stuff, you know, the right setting, and then that music's amplifying that emotive or emotion that you're feeling at that time. I suppose, you know, like the football example that I'm using, you're buzzing for the game, you're getting in, and then they've got the big music playing and everybody's singing, and you're getting that double effect. It's
maybe some people maybe some people find music embarrassing, and what I mean by that is, like, I can't watch a musical film because it's just, I'm like, I kind of cringe, and like I don't really like dance, and I can't watch. I just think it doesn't really impress.
I beg to differ. Patrick fucking Swayze. And we have the videos to prove it.
I never said I didn't like to dance, but I don't like watching a bunch of dancers doing the thing. It just doesn't do anything for me.
I don't think it's entertaining.
So I guess for me, it's the same. That must be what it's like for folk that can't get into music.
Funny how religion and music go hand in hand as well.
Hymns and all that. Aye, to stir the emotion.
It almost is like
used as a tool.
It is more, for me, it's more spiritual than the religion.
It's used as a tool to stir your emotions in the chapel and the church, so that you dip your hands right in your fucking pockets and get all that money in into that plate for the priest or the vicar. That's what that's for. Neil, what do you think, mate? Is it a motive? Is it not?
Well, I know the only kind of fact I knew about that kind of stuff was like we're the only species in the whole planet that, as babies, clap our hands and dance. To, like, no other animal or anything like that does that apart from
headless monkeys.
Yeah, well, maybe a headless monkey but no hands. But they only literally clap and to rhythms and beats and stuff, and move to, like, I guess, frequencies at the end of the day, like just however it affects us in however way. But I don't know. So I'm not entirely sure how it doesn't affect some.
Does it make you feel emotional?
I think it's a timing thing. Well, I'm not saying that just as a drummer, but I think, you know, I could hear a song in a place when I'm just about to make love to a woman, and if I heard it when I was about to fall off a cliff, there would be a bit of a different. But if it was like I remember crashing my car when it was "God Gave Rock and Roll to You" in the thing, and I spied us into the motorway and hit a wall, and that was I didn't really like that song very much, so I didn't really fill me with. I felt with dread every time I hear it now, sort of.
Shit, yeah.
So it sounds like a sort of soundtrack to a film. Like a car crash.
It was sort of yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was bizarre. But stuff like that, so I think it's all to do with the timing of it, is such as just the song. If you're sitting in a room, like if you were having a test, I think if these people were trying to see if it stirs emotion, if they were sitting in a chair waiting for songs to be played, I don't think it's got the same effect if you were in a situation or something.
I think what you're saying about the differentiating humans from animals, I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before, that art is the one thing that is different in humans. Everything else is, obviously we're smarter than that, but
I don't get art.
Well, yeah, music's art. Well, if you're going to say every art, music, I mean, some people might say they don't feel emotion in music, but they look at a picture and they say, that's amazing, total connection, emotionally, whatever.
Never happened to me, that. I've never looked at a photo or a picture, and I would love that.
I know, I'm the same. No, I've never really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind walking through Kelvin Grove and having a look about. I don't mind that, but I don't. I never go. Aye, that's like. It's not the same as, music in the right setting.
It is for some people, though, I suppose.
Well, that's it. Aye, it is. But I suppose if you're going to say art, as in painting, music, all those things, I'm sure I've heard say that's what differentiates us from the animals, and also religion as well, funnily enough. I know we've just spoke about that, but animals have got everything else. They've got intelligence to an extent, they've got, all the rest of the traits that we've got, but they don't seem to have access to that, although apparently there's a fish there's a fish that makes these patterns under the sea, that obviously it's just like a spider web type thing. That's the song that plays in that documentary.
That's that Burley Bass Fish for the 90s you're thinking? You press it and it plays fucking Under the Sea.
It's been quite a musical week this week. There's somebody in America that's gone on tour. He's doing
What fact?
a guy called Marc Rebillet. He's doing a drive-through tour of all the drive-through. I think they've done it as basically driving movie theatres. He's taking them over, putting a stage up because he's just himself, and then he transmits it out to everyone's car radios, and then
How
they all
shite
drive
will that
in.
be, but
Could
how
be.
shite will that be?
Could be. He's pretty.
Let's all go and watch fucking Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin, and then we'll tune into fucking 87.9 AM to hear it through my shitey fucking old Fiesta speakers.
Aye,
You know what I mean?
that.
Fuck that, man.
Did you watch the video of the guy playing the pipe and playing the saxophone into the pipe?
What?
There we go. That's good as fuck.
So he's basically discovered delay.
Basically, that's what it. Aye, it's like it's a massive, massive, long, like must be hundreds and hundreds of feet laid down. My huge big oil pipe must be. I think it's in Germany. That's not been laid yet, so you can see it in the construction site, and it's cut open at that end. And he goes every night and sits and plays his saxophone in it, and it's got that amazing delay. It's cool as fuck.
What's the click?
There's a guy behind him clapping.
Ah, right.
Guy
okay.
behind him clapping. So it's quite funky. It's a guy
Aye.
called Adam Cooper. He plays his sax in a pipe in Germany.
What country has the biggest metal bands per capita? Go.
I'm going to say Holland
Wrong.
or Germany.
Metal
Wrong.
bands, as in bands that play heavy metal.
Yeah.
I'll say Japan.
Norway.
Wrong. Wrong.
Iceland.
Wrong.
New Zealand.
Wrong.
Australia.
Oh, too many at once here.
Finland.
Well done, Murph.
What?
How quick can that man Google?
My internet wouldn't allow me to Google. Running this.
Yahoo only.
Google sheet.
There you go. That's quite interesting. Isn't it?
Finland. How many have they got?
It says perhaps headbanging an effective way to keep warm, according to a Reddit user who created a map using data from Encyclopedia Metallum's archive of metal bands. Finland is the home of the most bands in this genre, with 53.5 metal bands per 100,000 people.
The genre I don't really like.
Quite like a bit of metal.
I don't usually say I don't like a genre, but
I love
metal.
a bit of
I
Maiden.
mean,
and
original metal, Zeppelin and that, if you want to get into all that conversation, which we don't. Aye, but the modern stuff, nah.
that. Iron
don't
Maiden's
really.
some band. Iron Maiden's a great band.
I mean,
Great
I've not had
band.
much. I've not had much of their stuff.
Second place was Sweden and Norway. So the Nordic folkers are right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the British Navy uses Britney Spears songs to scare off pirates?
Fucking.
That's true, man. This one's been
What
fact
tune?
checked. So it says, according to reports, as they all do,
Aye.
naval officers play Britney Spears songs to scare away Somali pirates off off Africa's eastern coast. Her songs "Oops, I Did It Again" and "Baby One More Time" are the songs which are used. The rationale of playing these songs is because supposedly Somali pirates have a strong dislike for Western culture and music, which make Britney Spears songs a perfect fit to make these bandits move on as quickly as possible.
I wonder
What
if they
the-
pay royalties doing that.
Aye, I wonder.
Aye, I bet it don't.
Oh, shit.
Barry Manilow.
What? That's not one of them.
I know, I've just got a picture of him up. Do you know he didn't write I Write the Songs? So he's got a song called I Write the Songs and he didn't write it. Fucking hell. Leonardo DiCaprio, Merv, banger or saint?
Saint,
Why?
good films, good actor.
Aye. Spanko?
Saint.
Why?
Great films, amazing actor, and also he's a massive advocate of the climate change thing. So, huge. He's done at least one documentary. So, he's a good guy.
Man.
Good
You're
guy.
man, but a snowflake. Neil.
Saint for me as well. Same reasons.
Same reasons. You can't just copy theirs, mate.
No, just because he's in fact, the fact I liked him because more and more was because he kept trying to go for best actor and couldn't get it, and then eventually he got mauled by a bear, and then he got it. So he's got
see that scene? Oh my
I've never
God,
seen that
man.
film.
Oh my God, Spanko, don't watch it, mate. Don't watch it.
He's got my approval.
It's the Reverend.
Revenant.
Oh, right, aye.
But it's a horrible scene where the bear mauls him to bits. Oh, it's minging.
I don't
actually
like
felt
watching
it.
stuff like that.
No,
Never
near
put me
there.
off watching it.
You quite like watching stuff like that?
No, I don't like
near
that
there.
kind of stuff, like
Near
horror
there.
and stuff like that. Nah.
Gore, heavy gore.
Near there.
You know what I hate seeing? Leg breaks and stuff.
Oh,
You know, when
Aye.
footballers and
the
bad
Henry
tackles
Larsson
and-
one's horrendous.
It's
Horrible.
brutal. I'll say he's a saint. I like all his films, if I'm being honest. He's the best one for me is the. I'm going to forget it now because I've watched that much. But is it the Gangs of New York he's in?
Oh, what a movie. Yeah, that's brutal. That's
4
really
points. It's really bad. I don't mind that kind of gore.
What film was it? Sorry, my internet.
Gangs in New York,
Oh, aye.
the 4 points and stuff like that. I like that film. It's really good, really good. So next, Elvis Presley. Spanko, you go first. The King.
We need to. I think we need to learn a couple of these tunes because it's something we always get asked for, and we don't play
Would-
any Elvis Presley.
I would, eh?
What do we play? Oh, that first dance.
Aye.
Yeah,
That's a-
we don't play any rock and roll or anything like that. So, if it's banging or saying, maybe saying, he's king of rock and roll, but he's probably done some bad stuff that you're about to tell me about. Is this another wife beater?
How the fuck do you not know this, man? How can you not know this? Merv, Elvis Presley.
It's one of the ones I don't really know if banging or saying is the right word. I don't love Elvis' music that much, and I think he ripped a lot of it off. His first song, they ripped it off. I think it was Big Mama Thornton. I think it was Hound Dog was the song, and if you check her on YouTube playing it, it's a really cool version. But then Elvis stole it, made it his own. So I think there is a bit of that with Elvis. I think he stole the music to an extent. So I'll say banger.
Yeah.
I'll say banger.
Okay.
Okay. Neil?
I think he was a servant of the public domain, and he was just used the same way that everyone else does. But he's still a banger because he kind of ate himself to death, which is just stupid. So he's pretty stupid.
I'm currently doing that right now.
But he actually died on the toilet seat or something.
I'm currently on that right now. I'm going to say banger. He's a mad racist.
Is he? Oh, fuck.
He's a mad fucking white supremacist racist fucker. I actually don't know if he is or not.
So that's how riots start.
I'm actually just but there is a lot of I watch a lot of black movies and in the hood movies and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of references to Elvis being a bit racist in those, so I think it's kind of a jab. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's maybe set up by the media, but there's a lot of Uncle Tom stuff flung at him.
Memphis, Tennessee, is that not where he came from? That's in like the south, some parts of the south of America in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
I think that tells you all you need to know.
There's a lot of references to that. I mean, he changed a lot of people's lives, didn't he? Everybody fucking loves him.
Well, tell you who loved him.
I don't get it that much as well.
Tell you who loved him, Paul McCartney.
Did he actually though?
The Beatles loved Elvis, aye.
He did die, big influence, I think.
I don't really like the big stuff. I don't know why that is. Like the Beatles, Elvis. It's not that I don't like it.
I don't usually
It's just
like
I don't
the big
get how
stuff.
it's so big.
I usually kind of subconsciously, purposely avoid the big stuff, but with the Beatles, it's a different story.
See, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to be cool and know like the stuff everybody else likes. I just don't get the bigness of it sometimes. And that puts me off to go, fuck, maybe I don't get this. But I'm reading up some Google stuff here, and some folk are saying it's a myth that he was racist, and other folk are saying that he was completely racist. So who knows in this polarised world if he was or not.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently there is some rumours. I think Ice Cube mentioned it in something famously. Did they know? An NWA song or something like that. Am I right in saying that? Right, so I'm reading the lyrics right now to Fight the Power. I'm almost convinced. Oh, there it's there. There it's there. So, fight the power, fight the power. Got to fight the powers that be. Elvis was a hero to most, but Elvis was a hero to most. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. You see, straight up racist, that sucker was simple and plain. Motherfuck him and John Wayne. John Wayne was definitely a fucking racist. John Wayne's an arsehole.
I was just thinking that John Wayne's an arsehole.
He is an
We should call
arsehole.
the, that's what we should retitle the podcast. That.
Banger or arsehole?
Good guy or wank. Aye, so there you go. So if NWA say it, I'm with them.
Okay,
Fuck Elvis.
right.
Elton John. Spanks, we're sure we've done these before.
Nope.
They all seem the same to me. Elton John.
I was brought up in Elton John. My dad's a big fan of his songs and that. And
I thought you said you were brought
got the
up
book.
with Elton John.
No, he's quite a lot older than me. So I used to learn all his songs on the piano and that, and they're good songs. He's hits anyway. So
And he writes them.
Rocket Man's a good movie as well. But I mean, that thing he did recently is fucking.
hell, man.
He's lost it completely. He's shite.
Bucket man.
Total shite. But-
Bucket man.
Probably Saint. Aye. So I'm going to go Saint. Stick to my bones.
Neil.
I think he's cruelty to goldfish, so I'm going to go for Banger.
And go fishing in the platform
His high heels,
shoes.
aye.
Dirty goldfish murdering bastard. Merv. Elton John. Fancy a bit of Elton.
Reginald Dwight.
Is that no?
That's his
no,
real
wait, no,
name.
that's Murdoch at the A Team, is it no?
No, that's his name. Reginald Dwight. That's Elton
That's
John's
Elton John's real name.
name.
Okay.
Reginald Dwight.
It's the same as Murdoch at the A Team.
Is that his real name as well? Elton John never wrote his songs. He plays the piano, but there's another
He writes
guy,
the music. It's
Aye.
Bernie Taupin that writes the
right,
lyrics.
okay.
Yeah.
which is a weird situation for
Mhm.
him, being a guy that wrote all these hits, but he just sits and writes lyrics, and then next minute it's like Elton John's murdering it at 70-year-old live on TV.
Bucket
Well,
man.
Elton John writes the music. Do you know what I mean? So and sang it and performed it well back in the day.
I would say he's got a few decent tunes, aye.
Yeah.
Maybe like 6 or 7 tunes. I mean, I've not listened to loads of his stuff. Some but I don't like as much, but I would say Banger overall, because he doesn't write his lyrics.
I'm going to say Saint, because he's done a lot for charity.
Yeah.
His music's shit, but
He hates music.
nah, I'm only joking. I actually quite like some of his music. Dougie and Mary had a double album when I was maybe about 13, and it was one of the double LPs where you would open it with the lyrics on side and all that, and I can remember playing that. I think that was the one that had, what's the Diana song? The Rose. But it wasn't that, it was the
Aye.
original, you know. But
Aye, the
there's
original
some
one.
great tunes
Candle
on
in the
that
Wind.
album. But
It's
it's
got a
some
few
other.
decent tunes, aye.
Saturday Night, alright for
Saturday
fighting. I
Night's
quite
alright
like
for
that.
fighting.
Quite
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
good.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Nah, that's shit. That is shit.
That is a fucking gash, that tune.
I don't mind that song.
I actually don't like this. You're all going to fucking slay me, but I actually don't mind the fucking Lion King one. Quite like that. I do.
Fucking
Quite
hell.
like
Circle
it.
of Life.
I mind we set a sound limiter off with an acoustic guitar doing that at Kev
yeah.
McKendrick's wedding. Gun yourself, Kev, how you doing?
No,
Jerry's brother for table tennis, by
Yeah, it's a great song, you're right, it's a great song.
Benny and the Jets. There's a tune.
That is a fucking tune, aye.
Aye. If I ask Neil, have you, you've said about Elton, haven't you?
Aye, fish.
Cool. Bruce Willis, Merv.
Don't know much about Bruce Willis.
Don't even know these guys personally, mate.
Die Hard, is it the films he does?
Yep.
I'll say Banger, because I can't really watch his Friends, and he was on Friends, and I hate Friends. So
He's
Banger.
on Friends?
Aye,
Yeah, he
Friends,
is, and
aye.
briefly. He goes out with
Fucking
Rachel.
hell. Fucking hell. I hate Friends. Wish Friends was on this list. Bangers. Spanko.
Banger.
Bruce Willis. And why is that?
There's a couple of like good films in that. He's in obviously classics. His Die Hard's good, but you hear a lot of stories of him being an absolute arrogant wanker, and I've
Really?
heard him on. I remember hearing him on Radio 1 a while back. Somebody was like, "Can you just say I'm Bruce Willis and this is BBC Radio 1?" Which every time he asked a celebrity to do it, they always do it, and he was just in a bad mood. He's like, "It'll cost you $1 million to maybe do an advert
Fuck
for
off,
a radio
Bruce.
show."
Fuck off, Bruce.
Yeah, and I just thought, you're
Try
a
that in Clyde
fucking
one, mate. Try that in Clyde
wanker.
one.
You're a
cunt.
wanker. And he's just, I've heard recordings of him being an absolute dick. And he's really hard to work with now, apparently, because he's completely up his own arse.
I'm
I'm going to
gutted.
say banger.
I'm gutted. I'm
That's a
gutted.
surprise.
God, gutted. Neil, Bruce Willis.
I was actually going to say Saint, but I didn't know any of all that.
Neil, I know.
stuff,
I'm
to be
saying.
honest.
Yeah, he's
I'm
meant to be. I've heard
I
Kevin
didn't-
Smith talking about him. He did a film on him, and he's like, I fucking hate that guy. He was fucking so rude throughout the
Oh.
whole film that he was making. He's like, he was just a fucking nightmare to work with. And
I
he
had
was
no
like trying to
idea.
tell him how to direct and all that. He's like, he's a wanker.
Well, bangers all around for me if that's the
Have
case.
to be,
'Cause I
exactly.
love some of his movies. And
Yeah,
also,
so did I.
has he not got an album out?
He's a musician as well.
Is he?
As a
Aye.
musician, I didn't know that.
Aye.
I don't know much
Aye.
about him at all.
I think he done some stuff with. Now, correct me with the names here, Spanks. Steve Van Zant's,
Right,
Is that
I think
right?
that's the correct name.
the E
he's
Street Band
the-
guy
aye,
for
Sopranos.
and he was in
Oh,
Lilyhammer.
aye. Yeah, Lilyhammer, yeah.
So I'm sure he done some stuff with him, but I'm going to say banger. If he's an arrogant prick, like I hate
Meant to be,
fuckers
I've
like
heard a
that,
lot of stories of that.
I
yes.
can't. But there's some folk like that, even in our level in there. I fucking think there's some there. No, fuck off, you cunts. Johnny Cash. I'm going first. He's my hero. Johnny
Is he?
Cash. Aye, man. Fucking in the jails and that. He's just one of the people, isn't he, Johnny?
Yeah.
Aye, I like Johnny. I'm no massive on his songs, I must admit. I like them. I don't think I've ever heard one I went, "That's shite" or anything like that, but I'm no huge fan of his songs. But as a person, I've watched all the documentaries about all the jail tour and all that. Love it. Great shit, man. Brilliant. Hero. Saint. Spanko.
Yeah, Saint as well. Good guy. Doing the prisons and that, definitely. Yep, good guy. Saint.
Helped a lot of working class folk out as well, I think.
Did he?
Aye,
How
I
much
think
of those songs did he write? Did his wife not write
Don't
Ring
know.
of Fire and that? I think
Don't know,
she
mate.
wrote Ring of Fire.
Don't know anything like this. I mean, we're not a real wedding band where we know things about musicians and shit. Don't even, we're lucky we know their fucking names, if we're being honest. Merv, Johnny Cash.
I would agree with everything that you've said there. I don't really know loads of stuff, but the songs I like, and I think the prison stuff is a lot to be said for that, because who else goes and plays in prisons? Do you know what I
Fucking
mean?
right,
And
man, aye.
I think he had mad problems with pills, pharmaceuticals, like so many Americans.
Aye,
Aye, Saint, definitely.
Nearly.
Yeah. Can't have a. Has to be a Saint.
Definitely. That's your banger on Saint for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Cheers.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thanks very much for listening to the Carbon Copy COVID Curer podcast. We'll be back soon with another ill-informed, chat-filled episode. Why not tell us what you think by email, inquiry@carboncopymusic.band, or visit our website, carboncopymusic.band. And if you're feeling really generous and you haven't already, please give us a like on our Facebook, facebook.com/carboncopy4, and even our Instagram, @carboncopyweddingband. Thanks again. No bangers were harmed during the making of this podcast. Carbon Copy reserve the right to moan about anything they like, and they will. Thank you.